Hello, YouTube family. Welcome back to another installment with Dolores Macmillan, my mother. We were discussing Suppose Jesus Have Thrown in the Towel and Given Up on Us. Today we're going to be discussing various topics on the book, a little about the author herself. So we're going to just get right in it. Mom, um, how long did it take you to write the book? And why did it take you so long to write it?
Well, Paul, it would take me like 14 years and 4 months to write the book. And it took me that long because I didn't want people to know what I was going through, what I had went through, because I was ashamed. And I figured people be thinking, oh, she's crazy to stay in that marriage that long. I wouldn't stay with anyone they doing all that to me. So I was just ashamed. I just was so ashamed to let anyone know what I was going through.
Okay. Well, I know that being ashamed keeps a lot of people withdrawn and not talking to other people, and a lot of people feel that shame connected with guilt. You know, like, did I do something wrong, or things like that. But I got another question I want to ask you though. How do you feel about being embarrassed now that you're on YouTube and there's the possibility of thousands of people watching this?
Well, the thought crossed my mind when I started doing it. And basically, every time I get ready to do another segment, the enemy starts saying, oh, all these people going to see you. All these people going to know. And I'm like, I remember that the Spirit tells me and told me that if I keep it to myself, that it was just for me. And what we go through is not just for us. It's to help others that's going through and to encourage others. So I'm like, well, there's no shame in that, because whatever we go through, the Lord uses it to elevate us and take us to another level. So it's like, I'm not going to be ashamed. I'm just going to go ahead and tell people, how good God is, and that He will bring you out, and that as long as you trust and depend on Him, that He's going to work it out. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm like, I know anything, if it's something good and coming from the Lord, the enemy going to try to throw all that your way so you wouldn't do anything. You would stay and just sit on it and not tell anybody about the goodness of God. But God brought us through a lot of mess in the marriage. And I want to be able to encourage others and let them know, hey, you don't have to give up. Jesus didn't give up on you. He didn't give up on me. So why should we give up on someone else? And as far as being ashamed, it's like it crossed my mind, but I know it's a trick of the enemy. So I'm just going to keep going forth and do what the Lord wants me to do. As long as He opened up the door for me to step in it and tell people, hey, you can make it. You can make it. You can make it. You can make it on broken pieces, just like Paul did. He made it on broken pieces. So you can make it on broken pieces, and the Lord will put it all back together again.
Well, yes, He sure will. He sure has in my life and stuff. And this book is very encouraging. And now you said it took you 14 years to write the book. When was the book published, and when did you start promoting it, and why did you take so long to start promoting it?
The book was published in December 2008. And it took me so long. Well, as when I finished writing the book, I waited a few months because my husband and I was renewing our wedding vows. And so I wanted to include that in the book. So I waited until I did it to get the book published. And we renewed our wedding vows in that February of 2008. And so I sent the book off after we renewed our vows. But there's a process that they go through to publish the book. So it came out in 2008, December. But I was waiting to get that last chapter done before I sent the book off to be published.
Okay. Mom, who do you suggest people stay away from to live a godly life?
Well, when I was going through this, and I think you mean who do I suggest people stay away from when they are trying to get godly advice when they are going through. And I suggest they just stay away from worldly people. Because worldly people are going to give you worldly advice. And if you are trying to live for the Lord, and if you want your marriage to work, then you need to get around someone that's maybe been through what you've been through, or someone that's praying and trusting in the Lord like you are for that marriage to work. You don't want to be around anyone that's telling you that, well, you know, it might not work. The Lord might not be meant for you to be together. You go to the Lord and you find out from Him, hey, what do you want me to do? Is this marriage for me? Is it not for me? But my thing is, God honors marriages. So no matter what you're going through, and I tell anybody, unless He's hitting and beating on you, pray and talk to the Lord. Don't stay in an abusive situation. You know, thank God I didn't go through that. No physical anything, you know, maybe mental, but not physical. But I stayed right there and I trusted in the Lord. And it's not like I didn't want to go, wanted to go many times. Thought I was going to go many times, but the Lord just wouldn't allow me to go. I stayed right there. And the Lord blessed. So you go through it. If you want your marriage to work, the Lord is with you 100%. The enemy don't want it to work. But if you want your marriage to work and the Lord tells you it's going to work out, just trust and depend on me, then it's going to work out. And the only thing you have to do is depend on the Lord and trust in that word, because His word would never fail you. It never failed me. I failed many times. But God's word would never fail. It would never, ever fail. It would do exactly what it says it's going to do.
And that's, YouTube family, is what you're going to be getting with this book. Words of encouragement, life experience, and advice and help to help you get through your trials and your tribulations. I would like to thank my mother once again for letting me interview her with this book. Like I said before, it's a good book. I hope y'all go out and grab it and be blessed with this book, and let it guide you. You know, with God, it can give you encouragement to make it through your hard times in your life. Is there anything else you want to add, Mom?
Well, I was just thinking that God is able to do all things, and He will give you the strength to make it through whatever you're going through. In our marriage, I went through with my health, which we'll talk about later on. We went through financially. We'll hit that later on. And I went through a lot of stuff in the marriage. And my husband went through as he was going through, I was going through with him, because I was with him. And so the Lord, He just worked it out. We think He's not working a lot of times. We don't feel Him working. We don't see Him working. You think things are getting worse. But you don't see everything that the Lord is doing. You don't feel it. If we went on our feelings have changed 100 times a day. So you have to know and know that you know that the Lord is in the midst of it and He's working it out. And He's not going to put no more on you than you can bear. And just know whatever you're going through, to the glory of God, He's going to bring you out of it with a testimony and with a ministry, so you can minister and encourage others. And I just thank God for everything He did in our marriage and continues to do. And it's not 100%, but God is working it out, and it's a work in progress. And I just thank God for that. And you can get the book by writing to P.O. Box 514, St. Paul's, North Carolina 28384, and we'll ship it right to you. The book is $18 plus shipping and handling, and shipping and handling is $1.50. So for $19.50, we'll ship the book right on out to you. Suppose Jesus had thrown in the towel and given up on us, And just think about that, viewers, for a minute. Just think about it. Suppose Jesus had thrown in the towel and given up on us, on me, on you. Suppose he did that. Suppose he do it today. Suppose he just throw it in the towel and just give up on us. Like, I don't want to be bothered with them anymore. They hard-headed. They just don't do what they're supposed to do. Suppose Jesus told us that. So when he started ministering to me about that, I started thinking, no, he didn't give up on me. So why should I give up on my husband? Because he didn't give up on me. So I'm like, let's not be so easily ready to give up on our loved ones. But let's turn it all over to the Lord and let him work it out for us to his glory. And I thank God for each and every one of you for viewing us and continuing to just stay with us, to just see how the Lord is just working and has worked in our marriage and in our lives. I thank you. May God bless you. And I love each and every one of you. And please view, subscribe, and share with others. May God bless you.
God bless you. Subscribe. Good night, YouTube fam.